Do you want to hear something freaking wild? You could actually make 6 figures as a medical assistant. Yeah, it's true. Most people see medical assisting as just a stepping stone, a way to get your foot in the door, start working with patients, gain some clinical experience, but then quickly move on to other health careers like nursing. They treat it like an amazing pit stop, not the destination. Well, they're dead wrong. Medical assisting is actually an incredibly rewarding healthcare career where you could make close to 6 figures if you know what you're doing. I've analyzed hundreds of medical assistant career paths over the past few years. I've studied the ones making $35,000 and the ones making $85,000 a year and more. And what I discovered will shock you. The difference between a medical assistant stuck at average pay and the one making 6 figures, well, it isn't talent, it isn't luck, it isn't even years of experience. It's a clear, well thought out strategy. The top earners follow a very specific sequence that 99% of medical assistants are unaware of. They know exactly which moves to make in the right order to unlock those premium positions that most people don't even know exist. Now, these aren't just random tips. This is the exact blueprint that smart medical assistants are using right now to break into 6-figure territory. And each of these factors that I'm about to share builds on the previous one. So in other words, if you miss one, well, you could stay stuck in that lower range forever. Now, master all 5, and you could be looking at 80 to 100K a year. All right, so here are the 5 critical factors to making 6 figures as a medical assistant. Factor number 1, education. Listen, if you want to make 6 figures as a medical assistant, you need to be better and get started faster than anyone else. This is literally the foundation of everything. You need to get the right medical assistant training. And here is where most people screw things up completely. Well, they think that they need to go back to college, spend $20,000, and waste 2 years of their lives getting some degree. You don't need to do that. So while everyone else is sitting in lecture halls for 2 years, you could get job ready as a medical assistant in as little as 4 months using what we call the Preppy approach. The Preppy approach is a revolutionary system that's helping thousands of busy adults break into healthcare careers without those traditional roadblocks. You get 100% online, self-paced training that you could complete in as little as 4 months. You get a certificate from a prestigious accredited university and not some random organization. You're fully prepared for the CCMA certification exam. Plus, you're eligible for an externship opportunity to get that real hands-on clinical experience. So again, if you want to make 6 figures as a medical assistant, you need to get started faster. So while they're still drowning in student debt and sitting in that classroom, you're already gaining experience and climbing the ladder. Now, to learn exactly how the Preppy approach works and how to get started today, watch my full video on becoming a medical assistant. It's the first link in the comments below. Seriously, check it out. It will literally change everything for you. Factor number 2, certification. Here's what most people don't understand. Completing a training program does not mean that you're certified. In addition to training, you'll typically need a nationally recognized certification like the CCMA issued by NHA. These industry recognized certifications separate the professionals from the amateurs. According to a recent industry outlook survey, close to 80% of employers now require certification for medical assistants. 80%. Now the numbers tell an even better story. According to verified salary data from the American Association of Medical Assistants and multiple industry sources, certified medical assistants earn 8% to 12% more than their non-certified counterparts. So that's already an extra $3,000 to $5,000 per year for just having those 4 letters after your name. Think about it. 2 medical assistants walk into the same interview, same experience, same skills, but one has CCMA after their name and the other doesn't. Guess who gets the job? Who might get the higher salary offer? So the key here is that your training should prepare you both for the career and for that certification exam. This certification is what opens the door to those 6-figure specialization roles that I'm about to show you. Without that certification, you're likely stuck competing for those basic positions. With certification, however, you could be eligible for the elite opportunities that most people never even hear about. All right, factor number 3, high revenue specializations. Now, most people think that medical assistants only work in family practice clinics, making an average pay. Well, that is amateur thinking. But elite medical assistants, well, they think differently. They understand that you could move into high-paying specialties without going back to school. No additional degrees, no extra years of education. You could actually learn these skills on the job while you're getting paid. The difference between working in a family practice and working in the right specialty could mean an extra $10,000 to $20,000 per year. So I analyzed the salary data from thousands of medical assistants across different specialties, and what I found will shock you. I've discovered some absolute gold mines that could take you closer to that 6-figure mark. For example, certified ophthalmic assistants are absolutely crushing it, making 26% more potentially than regular medical assistants. Why? Well, because ophthalmology practices generate massive revenue per patient visit. They're also very complicated. Laser eye surgery, specialized diagnostic equipment, premium procedures. This stuff not only prints money, it takes some training to learn. Another example, medical assistants in dermatology and plastic surgery could make $78,000 annually. In these cases, you're working with procedures that charge thousands of dollars per patient. Botox, fillers, cosmetic surgeries. These practices have money flowing through them. Some of these positions even offer commission on top of your base salary when you're working in those high-end medical spas. But here's the real secret weapon that separates 6-figure medical assistants from everyone else: certification stacking. All right, let me explain. You get your CCMA and then add the COA, Certified Ophthalmic Assistant. So this example could lead to a salary bump of $10,000. I know medical assistants who've stacked 3 different certifications and are now pulling upwards of $75,000 in the right practices. So in other words, the elite medical assistants understand this. It's not about working harder. It's about positioning yourself in high revenue specialties and certification stacking their way to 6 figures. All right, factor number 4, geographic arbitrage. Now, most people think that all medical assistants across the country make roughly the same everywhere. Nope. The data shows a 75% salary difference between the highest and the lowest paying states in America. The top medical assistant pay could be in California, Washington, and Oregon, while the lower end spectrum could be in Alabama, Mississippi, or Tennessee. In other words, you could potentially make $15,000 to $20,000 more just by living in the right state. But here's the ultimate hack: travel medical assistant positions. So you don't live in one of the high-paying states? No problem. Travel medical assistants could make up to $1,286 per week, plus housing stipends, per diem allowances, and tax-free reimbursements. When you factor in all of the benefits, you're effectively earning 25% to 35% more than permanent positions. Now, maybe you're thinking, yeah, but I don't live in those high-paying areas. Well, here's the beauty of medical assisting. Your skills work anywhere in the country. If you're certified with solid training, well, you could move to where the money is, or travel the country as a traveling medical assistant, earning premium wages while working in those exact high-paying markets. In other words, one thing I love about this is that you have geographic flexibility that most careers simply don't offer. So the elite medical assistants understand this. It's not just about what you do, it's about where you do it. So while everyone is stuck thinking locally, well, the smart ones are positioning themselves in the highest paying markets and watching their income jump automatically. All right, and factor number 5, elite workplace selection. Most medical assistants getting started look for employment only in family clinics or hospitals. Now, the elite medical assistants know where the real money is potentially hiding, and it's not where everyone else is looking. Research facilities and pharmaceutical companies could pay medical assistants up to $80,000 because they need specialized skills for clinical trials and drug research. These companies have massive budgets and they pay accordingly. Or aesthetic surgery centers could offer up to $75,000 annually. They're high revenue, cash paid businesses with no insurance headaches, just premium patients paying thousands of dollars per procedure. Or high-end specialty surgical centers focusing on eye surgery or fertility treatments or pain management. They could pay up to $72,000. Well, these facilities operate on completely different profit margins than the regular clinics. So in other words, the difference between working at a family practice versus a cash-rich aesthetic surgery center could literally mean an extra $20,000 to $30,000 per year potentially. Same job title, same basic skills, completely different paycheck. So while everyone else is competing for those same basic positions, the smart medical assistants are targeting workplaces that have the revenue to pay premium wages. They follow the money, and the money follows them. All right, now one last piece of advice is to think about stacking these factors together. Get CCMA certification. Specialize in high revenue areas like ophthalmology. Position yourself in a high paying state or be a traveling medical assistant to that state. And target premium workplaces like research facilities or aesthetic centers. This is how you could potentially get close to that 6-figure mark as well. Guys, this is a huge opportunity. The healthcare industry is creating over 120,000 new medical assistant positions every year. The demand is massive, but only the medical assistants who understand this system will capture those premium opportunities. So I've given you the same blueprint that the top earners use. Now, keep in mind that you can't implement any of these strategies without the proper foundation. And that foundation is your education and certification. That's what gets you into the door. Now, most people waste years and thousands of dollars going back to college for medical assistant training. And frankly, that's the old way. There's now a proven approach that could get you job ready as a medical assistant in as little as 4 months, and it's called the Preppy approach. With the Preppy approach, you get 100% online training, a university certificate, preparation for your CCMA certification, and even an externship opportunity for experience, all for a fraction of what traditional programs cost, and requires no prior experience. Even if you're a complete beginner to the healthcare industry, you can use this approach. So I've created a comprehensive video that breaks down exactly how the Preppy approach works and how you can get started today. So if you're serious about becoming a medical assistant the smart way, make sure you check it out. I'll put the link in the description below. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. And if this video just opened your eyes to what's really possible as a medical assistant, hit that like button and subscribe for more insider strategies on building wealth in healthcare careers. Or drop a comment below and let me know which of these 5 factors surprised you the most. Thanks for watching. This is Grant, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.